So hey, in this video today I'm going to be talking about some of the things about, or some of the things that I like about, well, some of the things that I like and dislike about being a YouTuber. So if you don't know what YouTube is for whatever reason, maybe you're just not a person who uses it, or you just now discovered it for some reason, which I don't know why. YouTube is just a thing where people can create things like videos, music, gameplays, pretty much anything. You can even record everyday life if you want to. Even now, you can do it from your phone or, whatever. So when you do something, you're, pretty much a YouTuber. You can get fans, people can like what you do, subscribe to you. But, sometimes you're not always as big as you hope to be. Because, like, for me, example, I only have 15 subscribers, and I haven't been here that long, and it doesn't seem like I'm growing at any larger rate, but also not losing anything at any rate either. But compare me to someone like Funhouse, or, before Funhouse, Inside Gaming, they've been here for a while, and they've cultivated, like, a huge mass of, like, 1 million people. But, being a creator, there are some things that, some things you enjoy doing, some things you don't enjoy doing, or sometimes some things just don't go the way you think they're going to go, or maybe they do better than you expect. And so I'm just going to explain today some of the things I like and don't like about, my personal experience about doing this. And the first thing would have to be, as I like, having the freedom to do anything I want. Like, I'm not part of like a set group of people or like a set thing, so I can do anything I want. I could do a whole series, I could do 2 series at once, I could do one playoff spin-off thing, or I could just fucking record me watching someone else watch someone else, and maybe just add some sound effects without even actually having audio to it. So having the freedom to do my own thing really is a nice thing, because, especially as a young adult to almost full adult, you spend most of your life having someone tell you, you can do this, but only to a certain degree, or like, you can't do this because it's, it doesn't pertain to fucking 1982 or Egypt or the World War II cost of ammunition or something like that. I don't have something like Funhouse where they have certain things like demo disc or podcasts. I can just do anything I please, and I do enjoy that. It's quite fun. I think one thing I do dislike, or I dislike about being a YouTuber, is I'm pretty small. Again, like I said, I'm not huge like everyone else, because a big portion of that is, I kind of jumped on here a little pretty late. A lot of the people that you probably watch have been here for quite some time, or, they've just, I guess, are just better at getting their name out there. And I'm not that good at, getting out there, so I have some drawbacks, and being a small channel is not exactly fun. It's, it's nice, because, you have some people that follow you, and it's really nice to see that, there are people who do think what you're doing is pretty cool, and it's a good motivational boost, especially when making more than just one video, or just like a series upon series, because when you don't get much like I guess I want to say input, or like a payoff to a video that you make, you kind of start to lose, I guess, like inspiration or drive to do it. You start to sit here and you're like, why even do it? Like the first one, like let's say I made a first episode, it got like 20 views, right? I'm like, okay. I was like, I'll definitely make a second part. And you make a second part, and then it gets like 2 views. And then you're trying to go into your third one, and you're like pretty much done. It's like a sucker punch to the throat. You question, like, why even do it at this point if, you know, it's barely gonna get anything, or it's barely gonna go anywhere. I mean, I have a lot of videos that are like that, and it's not exactly crushing, but it's also not the greatest feeling in the world. So so yeah, as you can see, like, some of my videos are kind of scattered. Some of these are a little fresh, so I won't take too much consideration. But being a small channel, there are just things that you have to take into consideration when making a video, like time. Like this one, this was actually a live stream from Twitch, so of course I don't really do, you know, Twitch with like edited things. It's just live. So I just moved one video from Twitch over to here, and of course it's not doing too well because no one wants to watch 2 hours and 30 minutes of a video. But some videos do really well, like this one right here, where I taste tested the Pepsi salted caramel. It did really well. The Call of Duty World War II D-Day, I had a blast playing this, and it was really fun. I only got 3 views over the span of a week. The Spider-Man trailer reaction, I had fun watching it. I had fun editing it. It was just a blast all around on my part. And it got 10 views. That's pretty nice. Some of these just do better. I guess another thing that I dislike about being a small channel is, well, I guess just being a YouTuber is, it's kind of hard, I guess, put to example. So the Call of Duty World War II D-Day, I did spend, I wouldn't say a lot of time, but I did spend a good portion editing it, you know, matching audio. I didn't really create a thumbnail. As you can see, it's just like a screenshot with a little name caption there. But it did pretty poorly in the span of a week. So, and then comparing something like Pepsi Salted Caramel, something I barely edited, I barely had fun doing. Like, I didn't even really want to do this. I saw it like in the store that I work at. I saw there's like a salted caramel Pepsi, and it was a spur of the moment buy. I was like, you know what, I'll buy it and maybe even do it for the channel. I might get some, you know, something. But I didn't do it with like a full heart, and it got 40 views in 4 days. And it's, I mean, it's nice to see that people are looking for it and, you know, they're watching it. But when you take something that you do and you like and you want it to do well and it immediately flops, sometimes it's just a, I guess summed up, it can be a nightmare. Some of the things I have fun doing, other people don't like to watch. And sometimes it doesn't even have to do with timestamps. Like, it doesn't have to be 4 minutes or 2 hours. It could be like a minute and still get nothing. So, you know, sometimes having fun with what I do, or like the things that I make, kind of can set me back and kind of hurt me, because it kind of stomps on my not confidence, but my drive to make things. And it kind of slaps down on my creativity as well, because I don't feel the need to make it or actually put effort in. And but comparing like a series opposed to just a one and done kind of thing, like the Fallout 4 mods that I do from time to time. I've got this one here, and then I got these two here. So I think, I don't want to say this is my first one, but I think it is my first one, where I downloaded a Deadshot skin to Fallout, and it got 54 views. This, you know, I put in the time, I had a blast doing it, and it actually paid off, and it felt really nice. But then I came up with a second one, which would be Deadpool, and it didn't do as great. I don't know if it was the tags I put in for searches, or, you know, it's just the the effort, or maybe I don't know, but you can even see the difference in timestamps. This one's about damn near 3 times longer than this one. It still did better. And then you have this one, which is like this was like pretty much my last one, and it was like I just half-assed it, and it's my highest viewing video. And you know, at first I was really excited. You know, I'm telling my friends, I'm telling my girlfriend. I'm not telling my family because my family doesn't know about YouTube except for my dad, but I don't think Dad watches. Thanks, Dad. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I half-assed it, and it's my highest grossing video. So I'm just confused on where to go, you know, what direction to look at, who to tell, and if they're gonna tell somebody. So being like this is just kind of a crushing blow. But I do know that, you know, a lot of people, even big people, can make a video like this where they enjoy it and it doesn't pay off well enough. Oh, sorry, that was my phone. But it does take a strain over time, especially like just right here, this whole, well, from here to here, it wasn't always like this. It was probably like 3 or like 6 to 5 to 9. This could be kind of a letdown, but you know, again, if you keep in mind you're a smaller person, that it makes sense. But I don't know. One of the great things is that another great thing is, you know, I can, you know, I guess being smaller, it's better to communicate with people. Like, instead of being like a huge like fun house, they've got like billions of comments. Even when they live stream, it's just a constant berating in their chat, and it's hard to communicate with people. And one thing that I want to do in my channel is, you know, communicate, you know, see what the people like, what they don't like, try and, you know, play to this, play to that, do this, do that, find what works, find what doesn't. Pretty much it's like kind of like a beat up car. I'm trying to put this, you know, in a nice condition, not to sell it back, but, you know, like just to, you know, catch people's eyes, I guess, so to say. But another fallback to being a small channel is not a lot of people comment or give you suggestions, because, you know, again, like having fun doing one and done things, sometimes you start to wonder, like, well, where's my next video coming from, or what can I do here with this video or this game or this video. And, you know, sometimes you're sitting here and you're lost in thought, and it'd be nice to have someone else's, you know, suggestion. And it goes a long way, especially, you know, in my eyes, it goes a long way, because it's, you know, helpful, and it kind of shows that, you know, you want to see more of me and see me, you know, I guess do me in my own way, which is very uplifting in spirits, and I do enjoy that. But I don't get as much, especially when a good portion of your subscribers comes from your friends. So a lot of your comments are going to be like, oh, this video's shit, or cut your hair, you hippie, or like, fucking, this looks like shit, your game is just crap, or stuff like that. And I don't take it with like a, what do they say? Like with a grain of salt or something like that. It doesn't really mean much to me, because, you know, it's just friends or co-workers or whatever, so they're just chiming in, having a good time just with me, which is nice. One of the good things about being small is, you know, I don't have obligations to do something. Like, what would I say? I guess, like, you know, I don't have to make a podcast. I don't have to do that. I don't have to play a certain game. I don't have to have a follow-up of a demo disc or something like that. I can just freeform, or, you know, I don't have to, you know, have I guess, in, you know, like, I guess hypothetically, some dude standing over me watching me picking apart what I'm doing, you know, figuring out like, it's like, you need to do this better or that, or, you know, you need to knock this off. I'm like, I don't have people pointing out every little detail that I do, like when it comes to them. Like, I don't have an example, but, you know, people in the comments tend to like pick apart them, you know, Josh, Adam, and I don't have to worry about like stuff like that, which is nice. But I guess a problem about being small, another problem about being small is it's hard to get noticed. Like, I've been here since I think it was like December of 2016, and it's already November 12th of 2017, and I haven't made much growth between then. I think I can't remember how much I started off with. I think it was like 5. I can check my was it analytics? But yeah, I'm not really smart at reading a flow chart, so I really don't want to see a flow chart that goes up, slightly, a little up, and then goes straight down, then with a little up back. Don't want to see that. But yeah, sometimes it kind of sucks, especially when, you know, you're trying to like, well, if you're like me, I don't just put a video out there on YouTube. Sometimes I share it to my like Facebook or Instagram or like Twitter, you know, to really throw the net out there and try and catch fish, so to say. But it doesn't seem to do it because, you know, I'm just one person, and a majority of the people probably aren't going to do anything about it. They're not going to share it or watch it or do anything. It's kind of this situation if you put it into like the movie, was it Pay It Forward? There's what's the kid? He has this idea that if one person does one thing for like 3 people, then it will start creating a tree, kind of like a tree graph or whatever, and eventually it will just start branching off into like 10s to 30s to hundreds, 100,000s, millions, like that. But again, a problem with that is that in the movie, most of the people, except for one, because, you know, he starts it and then he has 3 other people. He starts it, and both of the first, you know, Pay It Forwards he does completely fail, and it's only thanks to one last one that actually begins to fishnet. You know, it begins to spread like wildfire. And hopefully, you know, if you just, I guess, keep working at it, eventually it'll get to that point where it gets out there and it just, you know, starts to draw in people. But, you know, this isn't a movie, and this is also real life, and this is also YouTube. So that doesn't pertain to this as well as, or it doesn't have that much weight as it would in real life. Because, you know, you're not obligated to do anything. This isn't, you know, face-to-face interaction where you have to make a decision like in a split moment. This is the internet. You can put it off till tomorrow. You can put it off weeks down the road. You don't have to do anything about it. You can say how you feel because there's no one here. You don't have to be nice if you don't want to. You don't have to hold people's hands if you don't want to. You don't have to smile at people if you don't want to. Which I guess that's kind of nice, having the liberty of this kind of like invisible shield between people. Which I guess it's nice for just everybody, because you can speak, and most of the time, I say most because there might be some repercussions that won't come. Like, I don't know. Is there any? Oh, there's no comments. What were you gonna do? Adam. Friends. I have. Well, this probably isn't the best place to look, but, you know, people are always saying, like, if you've ever played, like, a Call of Duty with, like, an open mindset, there's people telling you, they plowed your mom, they're gonna butt fuck you, or they're gonna kill you, or, you know what, you're a sack of shit, you know, pretty much, you know, just how a normal game goes. But in real life, you know, for most people, not saying that it's not always going to happen, but some people, you know, most people, you know, aren't going to be like that. They're going to be nice. They're going to be polite. They're going to say, yes, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. They'll maybe half of the people will hold the door open for you, but on the internet, people, you know, tend to be themselves a little bit more freely because, you know, not much that's going to come back to you, so that makes more sense. I guess I can't really say if this is great. A good thing or bad thing about being a small channel is you have potential. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I like to look at it more as a good thing because first thing is I'm small. I've got my own creative style. Some people may like it, so I might get picked up by someone and I might be actually part of a team, which, you know, that would be cool. Or, you know, like mesh with someone, you know, maybe like get into a group work and then maybe branch off, or maybe get into a group and just stay there and, you know, maybe work here and there for a little bit and then go off and do your own thing again. I guess the downside to, you know, being you and just being that small potential thing is, you know, not a lot of people are going to like it. There's probably someone already out there who probably does what you do, probably even better, if not better or worse, I guess to say. So, you know, being small can be a a downside, but sometimes it can be up. You know, you bring something new to the table and it's a nice thing. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think. Actually, I guess since they have that, was it YouTube live streaming? They do live streaming game now. I don't do that for YouTube. I do it for Twitch. If I can't really see myself doing it for YouTube, but I guess I'll kind of break that down a little bit. It's not really a positive, negative thing. It's just, here's how I see it. Again, being small, I go under the radar, so I don't have a lot of people coming in and watching me and seeing me. So I can probably do a little bit more and maybe get away with it. You know, not saying I'm doing anything bad, but like the rules that they have set for you on YouTube are, you know, pretty strict. Well, I wouldn't say strict, but you know, they lay it out for everyone. Like, it's the same thing for everyone here and there. So you're pretty much stuck in the same boat, getting plugged the same way. It's just up to you on how you get plugged, I guess. I guess the downside for Twitch is it's not always like that. So they have set rules, just like any other country, school system, law, anything like that. They have the same rules pretty much. But I guess I shouldn't say it like that. There's pretty much set laws and everyone follows them. But there are some people who are kind of above the law, if you know what I mean. Kind of like how, you know, the mafia could pay off the cops and they could get away with a speeding ticket, or moving this, selling illegal cigarettes or whatever. You know, they're above it because they can, you know, maneuver. They can buy their way in, bully their way in, charm their way in. And Twitch is kind of like that. They have set rules, but some people, I guess, kind of charm their way, if that's how I'm looking at it. So there are rules that you can't really... I guess the biggest, baddest, hardest rule is that for every place, there should be no sexual content or nudity. which, you know, YouTube, any place you go to pretty much has that. Unless it's an adult website, then it's kind of encouraged for you to do something like that. But here in society, you know, in the public eye, you're not supposed to do that. But there are some streams where it's not full-blown nudity, but it's, I guess, like sexual, what's that feeling when you feel like sexually tense? No, that's not it. God, what is the word? You have this kind of weird, it's not, I guess, partial nudity? I don't know. It's not like you can see if you know, like full-blown tits, ass, and whatnot, but, you know, it's kind of like a pinup girl, pretty much. You know, you look at it, and there she is in her bikini, and, you know, big rack, big ass, and, you know, now, Twitch has a pretty big, I guess, warhammer against that. They don't want to see any of it. They don't want to see any, like, implied sexual act or tendency or whatever. And they're pretty strict on some people, not all people, but they are strict with some people. And I don't want to sound like, you know, a bad person, not necessarily a bad person, but, you know, kind of taste the barrel of the gun for this, but it seems like that the women of Twitch have a little bit of leniency. Like, they're above that law. They don't have to fucking acknowledge it. They don't have to pay attention to it. They don't need to look at it. Some of them even agree and outright tell you that, you know, yeah, you're right. This is, you know, breaking the rule, but nothing's going to happen because they like me. So they're just going to take your complaint, throw it in the garbage, and be done with it. And I'm going to be here. You're still going to be there. And it's just going to be here. It's just going to be open for the public. But flipping the script, there have been some cases where, you know, a topless male, or, you know, like a nip slip of a man, someone got, what I believe they were permanently banned from using Twitch for having that sexual innuendo or sexually charged feeling or whatever you call it. Yeah, so they got banned, you know, using certain language too. Twitch wants it to be like a clean, nice place for people to enjoy, you know, to come in, to talk, be treated as equal, you know, be nice, pretty much like a chat room. You just want to be nice, be friendly, like talking to a friend, pretty much. And, you know, cursing is okay as long as you're not cursing at somebody. Like, if you're cursing because the game sucks, your I don't know, KD was bad, your connection's bad, and you're just swelling, you're swearing like a sailor, they don't care. As long as you don't direct it towards somebody, like someone in your chat or like an actual other streamer that works with Twitch, that's frowned upon. But that's another case where, you know, the hammer comes down harder for the male portion of that chunk of pie. And again, the women, I guess the ladies, that's not a law that affects them, or I guess not law, but it's a rule that doesn't affect them. They don't have to play by it, because again, the whole fact that they like me, they'll keep me, they enjoy what I do, and they'll take your comment, your complaint, wad it up, throw it in the garbage, and just be done with it. It sucks, but, you know, it's not a problem for me. I'm just not in that sort of boat. And honestly, I guess I don't mind it, but I'd prefer if, you know, everyone was equally stuck under the same laws.